train's running itself using scripts in JMRI. Come down here and stop somewhere. Wait for a second, for a couple seconds. This code is in JMRI. You just run a script. You have to set up your script so it knows the decoder number. I don't have sensors or anything tripping. This is a timed setting. This is set at 20,000 milliseconds. And it's called back and forth. It was at 10,000 milliseconds. I changed it to 20,000. And I put the decoder number in there. And I had to change where you put the decoder number in. I also had to change it to true instead of false. There's a thing in there that says change it from true to false. And the reason being is the script is set up for a short address, so if you're a short address, you don't have to put the false in there, or the true. You don't have to change it to true. It's set to false, which means it's set up for a 2 or a short address. I don't know if that's 2 or 3. I think it's 2. It's set up originally on address 14. This one's running on address 5550. And you can see it's getting further along here every time. So it's not an exact thing. It'll go a little farther this time. Okay. The only way to stop it is maybe turn the track power off, and then you have to restart Decoder Pro. You have to actually quit Decoder Pro, and then you can restart it. Oops, started too soon. There we go, see if that'll do it. This is running Windows 10, I think. I got a couple errors on my startup because I'm using MQTT and I don't have it set up right now. So Decoder Pro starts up, Panel Pro starts up. And then if you want to run that again, you go to File. No, you go to Actions, Run Script, and then you pick your script. That one's back and forth timed. Pi, which is Python script. Okay, you can open that up in Notepad. I use Notepad++, and if you run it as an administrator, you can save it afterwards. Yes. And here's the back and forth. I've already got it loaded in. So you just come down to where it says, all right, hold on. Go up to the top. Come down to this line where it says self.throttle equals self.getThrottle. This says 14, comma, false. I've changed it to 5550, comma, true. See, short address, it's saying short address now is 5550, but that's really a long address because I changed right here. It says get local address. For long address, change false to true. And that's talking about this, what's in between these parentheses here. So this is the address, and true is for a long address. If you got a short address like 55 or something, you can keep it, that's false. And then you're ready to go, except, not easy doing this when you're not paying attention. You have to change the times. Let's see where I changed the time at. I went right past it. Here we go. It says wait for run time in forward direction. Change this. This was 10,000. I changed it to 20,000. That just doubled the amount of time it's on there. And I did the same thing for reverse direction right here. Wait for reverse direction. 20,000. Okay. That's one of the things I changed on there. Now, the other thing is my controller. The train's way down there, so I'm gonna start my train. And I'm gonna move it. This is the paid version of Y Throttle. Okay. And this is an old iTouch or so iTouch, I think they call it. Really nice because it's a little easy handheld. Broke it today, dropped it. Had this thing for years. Anyways, here comes the train. I'm gonna bring it up here and start it on this section of track. I can actually bring it up farther here. We'll start it right there, okay? Now, I'm gonna release it from here. I released, so now it's not set. I'll just turn that throttle off. And then, we'll walk through town here again. And I'm gonna come up here. And we're just gonna go. You wanna save your file after you do that. Okay, I've already done it. After you change your settings, you can experiment with them. There's also some times you can set the delay and stuff and the speed. But anyways, you find your back and forth. There's two of them here, back and forth pi, back and forth time. Back and forth time, this one we were working on. So we open that. Okay. Uh-oh. It's already going. There we go. Because I opened it from Panel Pro, so it started up right away. If I'd opened it from Decoder Pro, I would have set run script. See, now it's going to stop, wait for a few seconds, and it goes back. So it's automated. So I can be working on layout and let this thing run. But you'll see, it's not an exact science here. It's on time. So it'll get longer and longer runs. And this is a point-to-point layout, and it's not, the track's not all done. So I gotta make sure I just don't let it go for 10 minutes or I'll have a derailment somewhere. So, but it takes absolutely no sensors or anything. This is just JMRI running that train. And there's other things you can do with script. This locomotive does not have a sound decoder in it, but I think you can make it so little whistle, turn lights on. You can throw switches. So you could actually make a script to actually run a short train, to run some cars into a siding or something, and totally control your railroad with a script, or a portion of your railroad while you're on another train somewhere else. It's almost like having somebody down here playing trains with me. So I could be doing other stuff and this train's gonna run back and forth. JMRI script. So I gotta get back to working on my bench work. We are gonna be working on the second level, which is up here. It's gonna go across there and into that tunnel, and then it'll come out at that tunnel down there via an elevator or lift, whatever you want to call it.